All right, hello everybody. This is the SIG Docs weekly meeting. This is the APAC friendly time one, meeting Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. My name is Jim Angel. I'll be your moderator, sitting in for Zach, who's hopefully enjoying his vacation. So we have a pretty light agenda today that we'll go over. First off, let me ask, is there anyone who's a new contributor to SIG Docs?
I am, yeah. First couple PRs landed this week at past week at KubeCon, so that was pretty cool.
Awesome, congratulations. Do you want to introduce yourself to the group?
Sure. My name is Seth. Based out of San Francisco. Currently work for Triller, which is a small music video mobile app. I'm their site reliability engineer. So moving them over to Kubernetes off of a big monolithic Python app, and all that entails.
Awesome, very cool. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, and a couple updates and reminders. The PR Wrangler this week is Tim Zhang, and the PR Wrangler next week is going to be Cody Clark. And I don't have any updates from Barney for 115, but as of last week, it sounds like they are getting the draft submissions. The deadline was coming up last week. I'm not sure if that was passed or not. So moving on to the agenda, this is a item that came up last week at the SIGDocs meeting, and I thought it would be good to bring up here because it has to do with localization. And the question that was brought up was, how could a native English speaker help the localization efforts? And I was hoping to have more different individuals who are involved with the localization help out with this. But I think it's a valid question, and I was hoping to ask for feedback or opinions of ways that a native English speaker could help out to localize documentation, or is there an area that is in need of help that someone could help with that service? I know that we have a smaller group attending right now, so it might be something that we bring back up next meeting or when we have a larger gathering. I think this is a valuable topic, and it can only lead to better documentation and better localization efforts and a more collaborative effort. I think we're doing great. I think extending that would be awesome. All right, so moving on with our agenda. So Jun Yi can't attend today, but he did leave some notes. Sounds like there's a new reviewer and a new contributor to the Korean localization efforts. That's great. Glad to see some new friendly faces. And they're going to pause the Korean localization merging while they're waiting for the 115 release, tentative for June 17th. And it looks like they're going to elect a new leader for the localization, who's currently Jun Lee, and it looks like that timing is for post-release. So just be aware of that, and I guess there'll be more communication coming there when June Lee is available. So we pretty much tore through that. We tore through that agenda pretty fast there. Is there anything that someone would like to discuss?
Hello?
Nothing if not efficient.
Hello?
Hey, Chiming, we can hear you.
Okay. So I have a suggestion regarding the PR Wrangler. I noticed that for some reasons, our PR number of PR we have is about 200. That is a big number. We can check with the scheduled PR Wrangler if they will be available. And if not, we can
Is that breaking up for anyone else? I'm sorry, I didn't
Yeah,
catch.
I'm losing it too.
Yeah.
Jimmy, could you put that in chat what the suggestion was, or in the documents? You were cutting in and out a little bit. Let me try to type that in chat. We might have lost him here. Okay, so you're getting updated in the agenda here. Give us 1 second. While we're waiting, I could share that link in the chat here. Okay, it looks like I see here Chiming's suggestion. So over the past couple of weeks, we've accumulated around 200 PRs, even with the PR Wrangler assignments. And I believe from the agenda item, the suggestion is to make sure that the PR Wrangler is available to wrangle PRs, as well as be available to field those coming in, so we can keep the PR count pretty low. And in the event someone's not available, we could schedule somebody to take their place. I think it's a fantastic idea. One thing I can do as an action item, and let me type this out. One thing I can do as an action item is I can follow up with Cody Clark, who's the PR Wrangler, next week, and validate his availability to wrangle effectively. And I think that'd be helpful.
Yeah.
I know we have a small audience, but I actually had one thought this past week while I was in Barcelona, and I wanted to run it by the group.
Yeah, go for
it. So this came out of a PR that was merged that removed a couple pages and left a bunch of dangling links. If I'm not mistaken, we don't currently have anything in place to check for dead links. Am I correct? I was talking with a few people in the contributor group in Barcelona about maybe looking into doing something for that, either automated or something manual to start. So this doesn't happen because when that PR was merged, it left about 56 dead links across like 5 different languages, mostly pointing to older pages that don't exist anymore, but still, hanging out. And, I opened a PR to fix the English ones, and it seems like the other language teams have stepped up and fixed them. It's good, low-hanging fruit for people, good first issues, but just something that I thought I'm looking into, and I don't know if anybody else has ever thought about it.
Yeah, do you have the PR you could either link in chat or put in the agenda?
Yeah, I'll track it down. I think it's actually floating around in Slack. Give me 30 seconds.
Yeah, no problem. Are you looking for that, Sean or Jimmy? Do you have any comments or feedback about that idea?
Yes, I just opened a PR a few days ago for a dead link. I put this link to chatbot. Just as mentioned, as said, I'm just wondering how to fix this broke link, and I found it was the AWS .go file in the issue I mentioned just gone away, and I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, I think it becomes an even bigger issue when files are missing and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem, mainly due to the need for a larger context of where did the file go or why did it disappear? And that's usually the bigger challenge. You know, one thing that you might think about trying if you have a dead link, like the one in the PR that was sent over in chat, is I see it talks about AWS and some of the code for the AWS cloud provider. I think it might make a lot of sense to look on Slack to see if you could message somebody on either the AWS provider channel or on potentially cloud provider, just the SIG or the sub project. I think that would be a good way to get traction. I think those would be the correct people who would know whether or not the file is supposed to be updated or not.
Mm-hmm.
I guess is a better way to put it.
So the pull request I just posted was the one that ended up removing the links, and then I opened up that issue 14.4.66 to fix that, and then I ended up opening related issues for all the other various languages that were affected.
Okay, I'll just.
And I remember talking to Christoph in Spain about this. It's something he was very interested in because I know there's an overall push, especially for the documentation and stuff, to do, spell checking, linting, stuff like that. And there are some open source things that have been written to do, just dead link checking. And I don't know if we, eventually merge that into some sort of automated command that checks, the files you've changed and things like that. And I'm currently working on doing a scan of the repo to see where we are. I don't know where our starting point is going to be. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a worthwhile project to see at least where we're at. I see Qin Ming mentioned that we shouldn't have a lot of links to source code, so I do believe that's correct. I'm not sure if in situations like this, if we could link to a specific commit over the actual code itself. I don't know enough about the context to say one way or the other, but I agree though, a specific commit is going to be a lot longer lived link than a direct link to code and master. So I think it's a great suggestion. I just don't know enough context around, the different bits and pieces that are moving around to say, could this have been a commit versus that specific file that is in, that's currently present in that location. And then Seth, I'm not sure if you found it yet or not, but there is I'm kind of walking and talking here. There's a SIG-Docs-Tools channel on Slack.
Oh, okay. Nope. Now I know.
So I would definitely recommend joining the SIG-Docs Tools channel. There's a lot of individuals that are involved with the different tooling around documentation.
Ooh, awesome.
So I think this would fall under a project that's, a little wider reaching than just SIG-Docs, but SIG-Docs, the tools area definitely seems like somewhere that could lend a hand.
Cool. I'll start there.
Cool. Yeah, if we end up figuring out there's a lot more, as we start uncovering things, we find out there's a lot more work to be done, we can definitely start putting this as a project for some of our goals, or if we find that we just need some minor housekeeping, even better.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we're in a pretty decent state. It seems like we have enough eyes on it that things like that will pop up rather quickly. He says confidently, famous last words.
Don't worry, we have it on recording.
Oh no.
Great. So does anyone else have any other agenda items to cover today?
Oh, that chat message, more than 100 dead links. Challenge accepted.
Oh yeah, and the delayed reaction, but I'm catching up as well. Yeah, I think that Roger would definitely be very helpful in this.
Yeah.
In the chat, just for context, Qingming sent in there saying that we had a lot of dead links in there, and Roger was definitely leading an effort to clean up some of those dead links. So it sounds like Seth and Roger can pair up to tackle this together, and hopefully we can clean up some of this stuff. So
definitely.
awesome. Anything else?
All good here.
Great. Yeah, and just keep us updated with the progress, or I guess as things kind of form together, definitely please continue attending these meetings and keep us updated with what you find.
Definitely. We'll do.
Okay, here nothing. I'll give the official 5 countdown. All right, that's the SIG Docs meeting. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Talk to y'all later.
Thanks,
Bye.
gents. Take care.